Most of what Americans think about the first Thanksgiving is a myth. No neatly set table, no friendly feast built on harmony, and the holiday we celebrate today wasn't even invented until 2 centuries later. Here's what actually happened. Before the Pilgrims arrived, the Wampanoag people had lived in the region for thousands of years. But just a few years earlier, between 1616 and 1619, a devastating epidemic wiped out up to 90% of their coastal population. European fishermen had been visiting the region long before the Mayflower, and diseases spread through their contact. The only reason the Pilgrims found empty land and abandoned villages in 1620 was because entire communities had already died. When the Mayflower landed, the Pilgrims were not thriving settlers. They were desperate. Half of them died during their first winter. They lacked knowledge of local crops, local weather, and local politics. They survived only because the Wampanoag, led by Massasoit, decided it was strategically useful to form an alliance. The Wampanoag had enemies, the Narragansett, and the newcomers could be potential allies, or at least a buffer. The event we call the first Thanksgiving wasn't planned as a holiday. The English were holding a harvest celebration. Gunfire, likely from their firing of muskets in celebration, drew the attention of Massasoit and about 90 Wampanoag warriors. They arrived armed, not because it was hostile, because armed diplomacy was normal. Seeing a feast, they stayed for several days and contributed food, especially venison. It was diplomacy, not tradition. The 1621 feast was a brief diplomatic exchange built on mutual need. The Pilgrims needed survival. The Wampanoag needed allies during a time of political vulnerability after the epidemic. The alliance held for a time, but it didn't last. Within a generation, tensions turned into war, land loss, and violence. So treating the feast as a symbol of lasting unity is historically inaccurate. Thanksgiving wasn't made a national holiday until 1863, during the Civil War. So, the real first Thanksgiving wasn't a holiday. It was a temporary alliance in a turbulent, changing world. And the holiday we celebrate today is a much more modern invention. Thank you so much for watching, and follow for more history facts.